Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing kind of another version of a day in my life. It's going to be clips of a week in my life from when my mom came to town. So my mom was here for about a week last week, and we had a very eventful yet extremely peaceful week together. I didn't film a ton because I was very busy enjoying myself, but I did get a couple of clips from some fun and beautiful things that we did throughout the week. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And with that being said, let's hop right in. Let me be the first to welcome you guys to today's episode of Little Nikki on the Prairie. You're gonna see that a lot of the things that we did this week were homesteading, hobby pursuing, and enjoying this weather, this season in Nashville, and the beautiful greenery all around us. So on this day, me and my mom and my youngest sister Shayna, which by the way, I get a lot of questions about where my other sister and my brother are, and they both live back in California. But anyways, on this day, the weather was absolutely perfect, and so the three of us decided to go on a hike around Radnor Lake. Yes, Shayna, work. Now I use the word hike lightly. We literally just chose the flattest trail because you guys know I don't actually like to hike. I find that it aggravates my body. So we chose a simple walk, and honestly, it was amazing. Getting to see the remaining flowers that had sprung at the start of spring, and the creeks that were filling with water, feeling the breeze and the sun on our skin, and just getting to be out in nature was so beautiful and life-giving and just peaceful. You guys know that I love capturing the beauty that I see and experience all around me. And so if there seems to be an excessive amount of footage and shots, that's because I was surrounded by so much beauty. I couldn't stop filming. I wanted to just capture and soak in everything. After we took our walk, Shayna went off to do some work at a coffee shop, and my mom and I made our way to a local fabric store because, as you guys have seen, maybe you haven't, but I purchased a sewing machine a little while back, and it's taken me a while to get started because every hobby that I pursue and start in my life always takes me a while to get started. I've mentioned this before, but when I first bought my piano, it took me about 7 months till I finally whipped it out and played. When I started YouTube, it took me 6 months to finally upload and keep a video up and not delete it out of embarrassment. So it was the perfect opportunity to kind of make some progress in the sewing department because my mom actually used to sew quite a bit growing up. Her mom taught her how to sew, and over the course of her life, she has sewn suits and dresses, and I think just like a wide variety of things. She hasn't sewed in a long time, and I feel like me wanting to sew potentially gave her a little bit of anxiety. Sorry, Mom. But it was really cool to have her there to guide me and help me because it made the process so much easier, and it's a cool memory and bonding experience going through fabrics and looking at different patterns and shapes. Now here's the thing, fabrics are actually pretty expensive. It's actually incredible that stores like Forever 21 exist and that they can talk down prices so low, because if you go to the store, fabrics are pretty pricey. But at the back of the store, we found not only discounted fabrics, but also boxes of patterns, which can also be kind of pricey, on sale. If you spent $25 worth of fabric, which this is the fabric that I ended up getting, you would get a free pattern. Now, in my mind, I would love to sew without a pattern one day. I feel like you guys know this about me. In my heart, I'm like this free spirit that just wants to like make up the food as I cook it, make up the clothes as I make them. But but I understand and value the need for guidance. So I was pretty excited to get home and have my mom show me how to construct all of this. Side note, this has really nothing to do with my mom being here, but we joked about it all week. I was so excited. When I arrived home, I saw that Dan had unboxed our bidet that we purchased from Toto through Amazon. I purchased this after getting a horrible UTI last month, which I still want to make a story time about. And so I was pretty excited to see him opening it, working on it. And so while he did that, my mom and I spread out the fabrics and started to cut out the patterns. Now this process was crazy. It was weirdly cathartic, if that's the word, like going through the steps of pinning down the patterns, cutting out the shapes. It was very soothing, but it was also very interesting to watch my mom figure out how and where to lay the patterns. Zoe was obviously enthralled by what we were doing. She fell asleep in a box, people. But yeah, it was cool. My mom said that her mom was like an expert of laying out patterns in just the right way to get as much bang for her buck, like to really utilize all the fabric. She said that her mom never really laid it out the way that it says in the pattern because she was great at always figuring out how to stretch the fabric the furthest. So we spent some time and just cut out all of the shapes while the sun began to set. It was so beautiful out. I had to get this footage. The tree in our backyard is just full of flowers right now, and I'm obsessed. Have you guys seen Bowser do this trick? This is like his go-to move. You pet the side of his face and he makes this crazy like yawn face. So something else that we did quite a bit of this week was playing Rummikub. If you've never played Rummikub, let me tell you, I did not grow up playing this game, but Dan's family plays this game at like every single gathering, and I'm pretty sure my family brought this game into our like lives after I started dating Dan, because I came home and told them how much fun we had and how much time we spent doing it. And I have to say, all of us are pretty good. Like my mom is really good. Dan is really good. I've been known to win a couple of games or two. And so it was just super fun to have our drinks and play Rummikub and have conversation. And sometimes we would have like The Office on in the background. I like genuinely enjoy playing Rummikub. So random, but I thought I'd show you my outfit on this random day. It was my comfy look, we'll call it comfy chic. And then I made my mom come on in her Canadian tuxedo. Yes, mom, yes. Look at how cute she is. So stylish. We hopped in the truck. I made everyone dance. Look at my mom trying to humor me. Shayna's all in. She's modeling in the back and Dan's just like letting us be crazy. So we made our way to a place, I believe in West Nashville, called the Cool Spot Cryotherapy. And this was actually a gift that my mom decided to give me and Shayna and Dan. I don't even remember why. Like maybe it was a Christmas gift. I honestly don't know. Her and my dad are giving us gifts like all of the time. The joke is that we have gifts through like Christmas 2032. So she took us here to experience the different treatments we wanted to experience. So Shayna and Dan decided that they wanted to do cryotherapy, which I will totally be doing in the future. I just didn't feel like doing it on this day. But it's kind of crazy because it's basically this machine that you step into that takes the temperature down to negative 200 and something. You can kind of pick, it can go a little warmer, a little colder, and the tent was meant to keep the cool in and stop the steam or whatever from escaping. You can see that Shayna's jumping around, but that's because they have to spend 3 minutes in there, and apparently you kind of just want to do everything you can to distract yourself. So Shayna is singing songs and dancing because it's cold. Apparently the benefits from doing this are very long. By the way, if Dan looks like he got punched in the eyes, it's because he did. By nature, he's had a really hard time with allergies this year. So everybody can just go ahead and feel bad for Dan because it's been pretty miserable for him. But yeah, cryogenic benefits. Apparently the main thing is something everyone would guess, and that's inflammation. But the list is long. Go ahead and Google it. I'm excited to try it in the future. My family's all about all of these weird kind of therapies. So then I sat down to try something called Normatec, I believe. And honestly, This was okay. I think I would have enjoyed it had I worked out that week, because I think that's really what it's good for, is people who are on intense workout plans that need some help maybe flushing out the lactic acid. But I hadn't worked out like at all this week. I just kind of thought, oh, maybe this will feel good on my muscle areas that cramp. But I really didn't notice a difference. So I feel like I'll need to try it again in the future when I actually feel like I'll need it. So afterwards, we decided to go to one of our favorite restaurants in Nashville that you've heard me talk about over and over and over, and that's Bar Taco. Bar Taco is Mexican food. You probably guessed that by the name. I am obsessed not only with their dips, but also their tacos, which is saying a lot because most Mexican restaurants, I'm primarily just obsessed with their dips, and then the main courses are like, okay. But at Bar Taco, I love their tacos. I will say they're busy like most days. Your best bet is probably to go during the day before or after lunchtime, but that's not necessarily feasible for everyone. But yeah, they're a chain that's here in the South, so they're in other cities. I just really enjoy them. All right, guys, are you ready for probably the most exciting part of this entire video? This is my mom and I modeling before we head to the Mrs. Tennessee beauty pageant. You heard that right, Mrs. Tennessee. Side note, this is what we ate for dinner before I made my way over to be a judge for the Mrs. Tennessee beauty pageant. So this was extremely random. My friend Deanna, who I not only go to church with, but is also starting to teach me piano lessons. Throw up a peace sign, Deanna. Yes. She was actually Mrs. Tennessee a couple years ago, and she asked me to come participate in judging the competition. And honestly, I've never been to a beauty pageant. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. I made my mom throw up a peace sign as well. So I felt like I had to say yes. Like this was going to be the most unique, new, cool experience ever. And it definitely was all of those things. Seeing their beautiful dresses was a sight that you don't get to see every day. There were sparkles on sparkles. It was such a memorable night, and I'm really glad that I got to experience that with my mom. So that's it. I wish I had actually gotten more footage of when she was here, but like I said, I was very busy enjoying myself. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this week in my life. Mom, if you happen to be watching this, I love you. Thank you so much for making the time to be in my life, to come out and spend time with me and Dan and be interested in us and care about our lives. I love you so much, and my sewing and gardening will hopefully make you proud one day. So guys, if you made it this far, don't forget to check out the info box, because I am, like usual, doing a secret/not so secret giveaway to say thank you to all of you for the support that you have given me and my family over the years. I appreciate it so much, and I will hopefully see you guys back here soon with another new video. All right, bye.